Hey, all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNINews video. And we've got a lot to cover today, including new McFarlane Toys Spawn figures, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Universal Monster mashup figures from NECA, a look ahead at what we can expect to see at Hasbro's PulseCon this weekend, and a whole lot more. So let's jump right into it. So welcome everybody to this Wednesday edition of a TNI news video. I know it's been a little while since I've done an actual news video. Hopefully you caught the live stream on Monday. I was on vacation, was visiting with my dad down in Florida for about a week and a half. And that was the main reason why I'd been offline from doing videos for such a long period of time. But I'm back and we've got a lot to go over. Just a lot of news has come out in just a couple of days since I did the live stream. So I think that's where we're going to jump in at it. And let's start off with some Diamond Select toy news. So just today they revealed this image showing off some concept art for a new Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Minimates box set. So if you like their Minimate figures, which are kind of in keeping with the Lego minifigures, that's what they always kind of remind me of. You'll probably be digging these if you're a fan of Power Rangers. Now, they didn't really give any details on this. This was something they showed off at their New York Comic Con panel a couple weeks ago, which they've yet to put online. But you can see here we're going to be getting the Pink Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the Green Ranger, and then the Alpha 5 character. So I don't know when this is going to be released, but again, they are going to be doing some Power Ranger Minimates. Now, on one other note, they've mentioned that they are going to be doing a Marvel Select Apocalypse figure. They have not yet shown it. I'm not sure if they showed it in their panel at Comic-Con, but anyone who didn't attend that panel has yet to see it. I am thinking we're probably going to be seeing that in the next day or so. But it definitely sounds like, based on what Diamond Select Toys has been saying, that they are going to be doing a 7-inch scale Marvel Select Apocalypse figure, and when they reveal it here online, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Okay, now let's move on to NECA Toys, and just last night they finally revealed the first figure in their new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universal Monsters mashup line. Now you may recall I was the first to tell you about these, that they were coming back in August. I had found listings for them that popped up in the Target system. And so we pretty much knew they were coming. This is one of 3 figures that I had seen listings for. It's Raphael as Frankenstein's monster. Now, the other 2 figures that had been listed in Target system included Leonardo as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And then the third one was Michelangelo as the Mummy. Now, surprisingly, there was not a 4th listing that I could find. And I even went back yesterday and rechecked for Donatello. I assume that they are going to do some version of Donatello, maybe as the Wolfman, I don't know. But it would be very strange that they don't do all 4 turtles in this line. Now Raphael at least is a general release. It's actually available for pre-order now at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. And I also don't know if they're going to do any other characters, like maybe April. Maybe I could see them doing April as the Bride of Frankenstein, or some version of Shredder. Maybe Shredder will get a treatment here. I don't know, but like I said, I'm almost sure there's got to be some version of Donatello coming to go with the other 3 turtles, and we'll just have to wait and see. Now NECA is doing reveals every day this month that are monster or horror related for Halloween and October. But I don't know if they're going to reveal, all the figures in this line this month. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see if we get another one of these reveals tonight. I kind of am guessing that even if they are going to do them this month, they're going to spread them out over the court. They're not going to do them all in a row. So I'm kind of not really expecting them to do another Universal Monster Turtle mashup figure reveal tonight. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But definitely there should be more figures in this line coming. And as I said, we've seen the listings for at least Michelangelo and Leonardo to join Raphael here. And this one looks really good. When I first saw these listings in the Target system back in August, I was kind of picturing, Playmates did something similar, did Universal Monster mashup figures back in the day. And, even though it's not like, those versions were different mashups, but I was kind of expecting them to look similar. and these actually look much better than I was anticipating. So I'm probably going to pick these up myself. And again, being that they're available everywhere, I don't think they'll be too hard to get. Okay, now let's talk some McFarlane toys. And actually, McFarlane has been churning out new reveals on a regular basis, but I'm only going to talk about today the reveals as of yesterday, which were new Spawn-based figures. So going up for pre-order after midnight last night, even though they leaked out a little bit earlier than that, they leaked out in the middle of the day yesterday. But 3 new Spawn figures, the Dark Redeemer, which is that black and silver version of Redeemer. It's just a repaint. Todd McFarlane had actually shown this figure briefly in an interview he did several months ago, so we knew it was coming. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. And then we are also getting Gunslinger is getting a general release. Originally the first Gunslinger figure was a Target exclusive, and it's been fairly hard to get. So Gunslinger is getting a general release. The only difference seems to be he comes instead of with the rifle, he's got some type of Gatling gun. So otherwise the figure seems to be the same as the Target one. And then finally, Soul Crusher is the third figure that went up for pre-order this morning. So all 3 of these figures overall, if you're a Spawn fan, I think are pretty cool. And then on top of that, Todd showed off a teaser image giving us a look at 2 more figures, the She-Spawn figure and the Cygor. Not to be confused with the Raw 10 version that they released last year. This is going to be part of the actual regular Spawn line, so it's probably going to have more articulation and a bit more detailed. But right now we just have these 2 images. Now the Cygor figure is going to be a mega figure, so definitely bigger than a regular 7-inch scale figure. The She-Spawn figure, this is another one I told you about a while back, several months ago. I'd found a listing in the Target store system. It is a deluxe figure, and I have confirmed that, at first I was wondering, when I saw this image, which, there's nothing in this image that really makes it seem like it's a deluxe figure, but it is definitely a deluxe figure, and I've confirmed that it will be available everywhere. It's not going to be like a Target store exclusive, and it's going to cost you $40. So we're still kind of waiting to see what is actually going to make it a deluxe figure. I think a lot of people are thinking maybe it'll be included with a motorcycle, like you've seen her have in the comic books. That would definitely be interesting to me, but I don't know. I don't know what is going to make it a deluxe figure. I do know it is a deluxe figure. I know it's going to have a price of about $40. But both Cygor and She-Spawn are supposed to be going up next week. Probably this time next week is when they will be going up for pre-order. So I expect that's when we'll get more details on these 2 particular figures. It's possible Todd could throw up a video sooner than that. I was even kind of half expecting he might do that today, and it's early enough that he might still. So if there's more updates on this today, be sure to check out TNI. But again, both figures are going up for pre-order next week around this time. So if we don't get it sooner, we'll definitely find out by then why she's a deluxe figure. Now, one other quick note before I move on in regards to McFarlane toys. So you probably, if you pre-ordered that DC Multiverse Year 2 Batman figure back when it was originally solicited, was it a month ago now? You probably had your order canceled. I'm pretty sure almost everybody who originally pre-ordered those figures had their pre-orders canceled. I know I did. Just this past week, I kept getting the delay notices each week. It was like a normal Friday thing where I'd get the email from Target saying it had been pushed back. But then finally last week, I got the cancellation. They gave me a $10 gift card. I think they gave everybody who got their order canceled a $10 gift card. But no explanation really on why it was canceled. Now, I know this isn't the first pre-order item that Target has done this with, where, they just randomly seem to cancel people's pre-orders. And what's even weirder is, like, right after they canceled my figure, it went back up for pre-order, at least the non-autograph version. Originally, I'd gotten the autograph version, and then, which, I just kind of did for the hell of it, but I'm not heartbroken that I'm not getting the autograph version. But I was able to re-pre-order it, essentially an hour later after they canceled my order, which, is even more confusing. Why are you canceling orders and then putting them back up for pre-order? I have not been able to get any kind of reasonable explanation from that. I have been reaching out. I've talked to some folks who actually work at Target, but unfortunately, from what I'm told, the Target website is actually set up pretty much as a completely separate entity from the physical store. So there's really no, communication between the two. So, people who work at a physical Target store, even like managers and stuff, are as clueless to what they're doing on the Target website as the rest of us. So, um, I don't have a reasonable explanation. I kind of feel like maybe it's a glitch in their system. Like maybe after something is delayed for a certain period of time, the system just automatically cancels orders. That's the most logical reason I can think of. And I understand the delays. You know, the delays are a pain in the butt. I get that. But, with everything that's going on with the shipping ports and the shipping delays, and that's not just related to action figures, it's related to pretty much everything. I understand why stuff is getting delayed, and I don't think we can be too upset over that. We're just going to have to be patient. But I don't get the cancellations. I don't get the cancellations and then putting them back up for pre-order on the website, short time after. That is very confusing, and it would be nice if somebody at Target actually addressed that. I don't know if they ever will. And again, I am continuing to try and gather information on that to see if I can get some type of explanation. It may not, stop them from doing it, but at least understanding why it happens, I feel like would be better than just it happening so randomly. So, if I find out anything more, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Okay, now let's jump over to Mattel and some Masters of the Universe news. So this is actually news that came out last week, but I wanted to go on and touch upon it today with you guys. So first of all, it was announced that the second part of Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation cartoon on Netflix was going to be premiering on November 23rd. So if you've been looking forward to seeing the second part, or just want to watch it so you can pick it apart online, like a lot of people did with the part one, then November 23rd is when you should mark your calendar. And I personally, I like the first part, and I think the second part's going to be better, and I'm looking forward to it. But getting back to the action figures, I just wanted to share, last week they announced that they're releasing a new 2-pack that is going to be featuring, I don't know if we're calling this Barbarian He-Man, essentially a shirtless, with no harness, longer hair He-Man. And I believe we had seen this prototype for this figure leak out via Amazon several months ago. I believe that's the figure. It was sitting in a Wind Raider image that somebody had posted up on Amazon that they weren't supposed to, I guess. But I believe that's the figure that we had seen back then. And then the second figure is Orko. So unfortunately, if you want Orko, you're going to have to buy it as a 2-pack. And Mattel has not yet said if this is going to be some type of store exclusive or a general release, nor have they said when it's actually going to be released. However, I did notice on the new poster that they released for part 2 of the Revelation series, it looks like this version of He-Man is featured on it. So, I'm sure that's why they waited to show this 2-pack until, essentially part 2 was announced. But it'll be interesting to see what role this version of He-Man plays in the second part. Now, I also have a few updated images. These are the same images that we saw during PowerCon last month, but they're just clear, more high-res versions. So, first of all, this is the King Grayskull figure, where, yes, they changed his skin color, which to me is not a big deal. I think it looks pretty good. I love the cape on the figure. So that is going to be a deluxe figure that is coming. And then here are some new updated images for the Eye character. She's going to be part of the third wave that includes Fisto and Stinkor, as well as a non-exclusive version of Scareglow. So that wave is available for pre-order at places like Entertainment Earth. And then finally, here's some updated images of the Revelation Merman figure. And then classic Teela, which I think, I'm not unhappy with the first version of Teela, but I think this one is definitely better looking. So this will end up being my go-to Teela figure. She has the 2 head sculpts, one with the hair up and one with the hair down. She has the sword and shield. So again, definitely sporting more of her classic look like she had at the beginning of the series. Not to leave you Origins fans out, we also have gotten updated images for the next wave of that. and this is the wave that's going to be coming out after the Sorceress wave, which I actually think has started to hit shelves now. This is going to have the Anti-Eternia He-Man figure, Clawful, and then the Horde Trooper, the regular colored Horde Trooper is in this wave, and then the fourth figure in the wave is that first appearance mini comic Trapjaw figure. So these are not yet available for pre-order at most places. There's some place called Deep Discount that actually started listing them, but they're the only place at this time I know that have them up for pre-order. But places like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store will likely be listing them very soon. And then finally, we got new images for figures based on the second Netflix series, which I actually really enjoyed. I've talked about this before. The looks of the characters are not my favorite, but I actually really enjoyed the first season of the actual series. Very different from previous incarnations of He-Man, but I actually thought it worked pretty well. But with these new images, we've got better looks at the Evelyn figure and the Orko figure, which of course Orko is now a robot. Then we've got a translucent He-Man, which I believe is supposed to be capturing his transformation from Prince Adam to He-Man. The figure is labeled as Power of Grayskull He-Man. And then while we don't have images, again, going back to that deep discount retailer, they had listings for a couple of new figures that we had not seen. So including a Stratos, which was not in the series in the first season. So I don't think any of these characters were in the first season. Manny Faces, Triclops, Mosquitor, and then there's going to be a Sorceress and Vehicle 2-pack. We also got a look at a Trapjaw 2-pack with a vehicle. There's a single release of Trapjaw, but if you want him with this weird looking vehicle, you can get him that way as well. So again, it may be a while before we see most of these figures since they look to be from the second season, but definitely looks like Mattel is going to be cranking out more for this cartoon as well. And again, setting aside the actual looks of the characters, which aren't my favorite, it's not my favorite design for He-Man, but I really did think the show was pretty enjoyable. On the Star Wars front, it looks like we're getting another 7-inch scale select figure with an Imperial Stormtrooper. This figure has not yet been officially announced, but Ghostly Garridan found this at the Disney store there at Walt Disney World in Florida. So I don't know if it's shown up anywhere else. It is not yet available online, but I suspect it will be available soon online. So if you've been collecting the other 7-inch scale select Star Wars figures, which they've done Darth Maul and Boba Fett, you might want to add this one to your collection as well. He comes with a couple of different weapons. He's got a mouse droid. He's got a blast effect for the rifle. So again, if you've been collecting the 7-inch select figures from Diamond for Star Wars, this is one you might want to keep an eye out for. And as I said, even though it's not up there yet, it is a Disney store exclusive. These are only sold at Disney stores, but I do expect that they will carry it on the Shop Disney website at some point. Now for Transformers, we got our first look just today at the first two figures in Hasbro's new Transformers Generations Legacy line. So the first two figures that they're showing off are Skids and the character Bulkhead. Both of these figures, and probably more, will be going up for pre-order this coming Friday afternoon around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. These should be available everywhere. These are essentially teasers for this coming weekend's PulseCon. So again, there should be more figures coming in this Legacy line that we see revealed on Friday. And I believe a number of them will be going up for pre-order, essentially after the panel. Again, pre-orders on both days for new products will go up at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, now let's talk about PulseCon and what we might see this coming weekend. So if you're not familiar, PulseCon will be kicking off on Friday. It is a virtual event that Hasbro will be holding on its Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. So we will have full coverage up on the websites as always with new product reveals, anything new that is revealed. Now I've been doing checking, trying to find out what we might be seeing this coming weekend. And while I don't have a ton of specifics, one common theme throughout all the brands that I am seeing is that I would suggest that you keep expectations low as far as the number of new products that are revealed. I would not expect this to be on the level of, say, a regular San Diego Comic-Con as far as reveals go. Not saying we're not going to see new stuff. We will. We definitely will. And it certainly, I think, will be more than what we might see in a regular, just normal live stream. But just overall, I am seeing indications that, perhaps Hasbro is pulling back on stuff. As far as like stuff going up for pre-order this coming week, I'm not expecting a lot. I think there's going to be more in the way of like teases and partial, like, for like, say, Hasbro Marvel Legends. I don't think we're going to see an entire full wave of figures revealed this week. But I think we might see like partial reveals here and there. I at the very least, I'm not expecting a full wave of figures to be going up for pre-order this week, which would be on Saturday. That's when the Marvel Legend panel is. I think 2:00 p.m. is when the Marvel Legend panel is this year on Saturday. So, and again, whatever is going up for pre-order would go up at 5:00 p.m. that day. Now, I have very little intel on actual store exclusives. I'm sure there will be store exclusives revealed for all the brands, but I don't really have a whole lot of intel on that. With GIJoe, from what I understand, I think you can expect 3 non-exclusive classified reveals to be made. Just 3. Originally, it looked like it was going to be more. I think at one point it was going to be 5, but then they pulled it back to 3. Could be more, could be, a few extra teases that I'm not aware of. But again, basically 3 figures that will be going up for pre-order this week for GIJoe Classified. And then anything beyond that they reveal is likely either going to be a store exclusive or maybe just a partial tease. Now, I will tell you, there was a list that the folks at What's on Joe's Mind had put out, essentially giving a rundown of a lot of figures that were going to be released next year. I've talked about that before. I'll even put a link to it so you can, if you don't remember it or what have you, you can check it out. Everything I've been seeing indicates that list is fairly legit. I haven't personally confirmed every single figure on it, but I have confirmed at least a few. So, and I do expect at least one of the figures on that list to be revealed this coming weekend. So, and I think it'll be a pretty cool one. And I would say, the list that the What's on Joe's Mind folks gave basically, listed each month when figures would be released. And so I think it's pretty safe to assume that figures that they're going to reveal this weekend are going to be figures that get released first. So in other words, they're probably not going to reveal a figure that's not going to be released until June before they reveal a figure that's going to be released in January. So, just keep that in mind. But again, as far as non-store exclusive reveals, I'm expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 3. And then who knows how many store exclusives they might reveal. I just don't really have a whole lot of information on that. Based on that, What's on Joe's Mind list, there were indications that the Target exclusives were going to be going to Tiger Force themed and Python Patrol themed figures, which I don't know if that means that translates essentially to repaints or what have you. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But as I said, don't expect like 20 new GIJoe classified figures to be revealed this week. That's likely not going to happen, even with maybe if they throw in a couple extra teases. And as far as like 3 3/4 inch retro Walmart exclusive figures, again, I don't have any specific information on that. I've not seen anything in regards to upcoming releases for that. So I don't know if they will continue that or not. But I hope so, but we'll have to wait and see. But it being that would be a Walmart exclusive, again, I just don't really have a whole lot of information on that. But definitely with all the brands, my recommendation as far as the number of reveals is keep your expectations low. That way, if they surprise us, then you'll be happy about it. Whereas if you go in thinking there's going to be like a ton of reveals, and then good chance you're going to walk away disappointed. So again, that's just my advice. On the Marvel Legend front, I'm expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 items to be revealed, or again, essentially 6 items, non-store exclusive items that would be going up for pre-order. on Saturday, and I think probably that Toy Biz wave, the first 4 figures in that Toy Biz wave, will probably be fully revealed. You know, Unparalleled Universe showed us the Captain America figure last week. The other 3 figures rumored for that line are Iron Man, a classic Iron Man, a Hulk, and a new Toad figure. Now, I believe there will be more figures for this Toy Biz, you know, well, it's technically called the Marvel Legends 25th or 20th anniversary line, but you know, the first, which goes back to the first wave of Toy Biz, when the first wave of Toy Biz figures were released. But there are other figures, I believe, coming in that line, you know, in that assortment or subline, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know if we'll see anything more. I feel pretty I can't say 100%. I don't know 100%, but I feel like there's a very good chance we'll see at least the 3 other figures of the initial 4. And I think the one that people would be most excited about is the Toad figure. Now, you know, there's the rumored all-comic Avengers wave that I've talked about before, which is going to have a new U.S. Agent figure. I hope we get to see at least some of the figures, especially U.S. Agent. That's the one I'd be looking forward to the most. There's the X-Men wave that I've, you know, the rumored X-Men wave that I've talked about before. So I feel like there's a very good chance we'll see a lot of figures, if not all of the figures. I don't expect either of those waves to go up for pre-order this week, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a lot of the figures from those waves revealed. Maybe not all of them, but a number of them for those 2 waves. There's a rumored Doctor Strange wave. I can tell you that there is going to be essentially waves based on every movie that is coming out next year. And of course, you know, Marvel just kind of shuffled all the release dates for next year's movies again. I don't know how that's going to impact the toy releases, but I don't really expect there to be much in the way of like new movie reveals or anything like that, being that, you know, we haven't really seen much for those movies at this time. So, you know, the Doctor Strange wave is going to be the next movie wave to come out, I believe. And so, you know, there's a couple comic book figures in that wave. So if we got any teases for that wave, my guess is it would be, you know, maybe the comic book based figures, which if they do, I will tell you they should be pretty cool. I think folks will be pretty happy with those if they end up revealing those. You know, it's definitely something you don't want to sleep through if they end up showing those off. Now, I will tell you, next year is also going to be a very big year for Spider-Man. It is going to be an anniversary year for Spider-Man, you know, his first appearance in the comics, 60th anniversary. So I am expecting a lot of product, tie-in product from Hasbro for that. I don't know if they'll start to get into that this week. But definitely 2022 is going to see a lot of Spider-Man figures. So I definitely wouldn't be terribly surprised if they start teasing some of those this week. For the other brands, I don't have a whole lot of specifics. Star Wars, again, I wouldn't expect a whole lot in the way of non-store exclusives to be going up for pre-order this week. But who knows how many things they will actually tease or give us partial reveals or what have you. And then, of course, with Star Wars, there'll probably be a lot of store exclusives. There always are. Maybe repaints, unfortunately, I don't know. I do know that one of the focuses this week will be the HasLab project for Star Wars, the Rancor creature, which will be kicking off. So we definitely will be seeing the Rancor, the 6-inch Black Series Rancor for HasLab, and getting all the details on that this week. So if you've been looking forward to that, you'll definitely want to tune in. Ghostbusters, Power Rangers, I don't really have much details on those. Fortnite, you know, again, I definitely expecting reveals, but I don't really have any specifics. I know a lot of you are hoping that maybe we get some Plasma series, Ghostbuster animated series based figures, but just honestly, I don't know whether that's in the cards or not. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But again, we'll have full coverage up of everything on the sites: Toy News Eye, Marvelous News, Jedi Insider, and T-Former. So if you have to go out during the day on Friday or Saturday and you want to recap or what have you, definitely be sure to check out the sites. I'll probably do a news video on Sunday to recap everything that they announced over the weekend, you know, on Friday and Saturday. So look to that as well. But that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. Sorry I was gone for so long, but you know, again, I wanted to go visit my dad, and I also just kind of felt the need to kind of unplug. My schedule with videos may still be a little bit sporadic, as I'm trying to get some things done behind the scenes, specifically in regards to the websites. So that is taking a little bit more of my time. I can tell you, I've got a ton of stuff that I would love to try and get some reviews up of, but we'll just kind of have to play that by ear as well. But as always, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching, checking out the sites and what have you. You guys are great, and hopefully, we'll see some very cool things this coming weekend at PulseCon. We're gonna have a lot of like filler stuff with musical guest stuff too. I know a lot of people don't really like that, but I think that's more for the shareholders of Hasbro, to impress them. But again, I do think, even though it may not be a ton of stuff, I do think there will definitely be some pretty cool stuff that we see this weekend. So, but yeah, that's it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about everything I talked about down in the comments section below. Like the video if you're so inclined. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And you can hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video as well. Stay safe out there, guys, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.